We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting to the end. Dun, dun, dun. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. That's how I feel today. Sometimes I'm just feeling silly today. I'm leaning into absurdity. I'm leaning into absurdity. I'm leaning into being the most original self or version of myself that I can be. I am thinking of iterations, different iterations, and this is like thinking really abstractly. I have my thinking cap on today. Um, yeah, I just have a lot of ideas. I had so many meetings this week. I was just reflecting on the week I had. This is kind of like my first or second full week I've had here because from the year started, it's just been crazy. So now I'm like reflecting on everything. I am talking about my show again. Um, I feel like I should talk about my outfit today too. Uh, 'Cause I dress how I feel. This hat, I was wearing another hat. I was wearing this hat by is Nashe. This is like one of the back collection, but love her. I was wearing this before, and I was like, I want to wear, like, this was my personality this morning, but now my personality after I just had lunch is more this, you know? And this is my mom's hat. This is my mom's church hat that I uplifted, that I've upcycled. And I got a whole bunch of pins. There's a whole bunch of pins in like the school's art office. And they're like, take it, take it, take it. So I was like, I threw on some pins I already had. Um, this pin is a Hiromar pin, and I wear a lot of his stuff. I like his brand a lot. He's from Philly, really cool dude. Never met him personally, but just love his stuff. There was this one time that the stuff got lost in the mail, and he sent me extra stuff, and I was like, "That's so cool." And then I ended up getting what got lost in the mail anyway. Such a cool guy. Um, this sweater was also uplifted from my mother, um, and she got it from like my cousin. She was like, "Oh, I like this," and my cousin just gave it to my mom. She was like, "Oh, you like it? Here, just take it." And then I saw it, and then I was like, I like it. And I sure did. I sure did uplift it. Yes, I did. And it makes me feel like an auntie. I am an auntie, by the way. I'm an auntie of a lot of kids. And that's why I'm so wise and I have so much wisdom. But I'm also like the spirit and um, mind of a child, like imagination of a child. That's why I get to play in my little studio, which is my mind palace, and I get to create these images and these like visuals and do things that haven't really been done before. Um, I'm working on a lot of cool things, and I had a meeting with my advisor this morning that I was an hour late for. I've been having a hard week. I've been having such a hard week, and I've been late all week. I've been late ever since like the daylight savings time or like the switch. Like I've been late and I'm so sorry. I apologize. I will answer that email and I will get to it when I can. It's just been hard, okay? Life has just been hard. Life is just busy. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things going on. Um, Internally, also externally. But for the show, for the meeting, I had sort of like a revelation. My favorite thing with my advisors, one thing I will say about being a graduate student, being in this MFA program, also being like the first Black student in this MFA program, which is like a whole other thing. Um, Within anything, I love getting to know people. I love um, connections. I love like I love knowing people who they are internally, not just like what they show to others. Like I love I love a person who like they don't have to put up a front or a facade in front of me. I aim to be that person with practically everyone. I want people to be that way around me. I want people to feel like they can speak to me genuinely because I am a genuine person and because I also come with that energy. So I like when people, engage with me in that manner. And that's why I love like my advisors and I love also like I don't have advisees, but I have people that also mentor and I love that like connection and that relationship because it's so like I love being able to be real with someone, and I want people to know that I actually do care about them because I do. And that's the relationship I have with mine. So earlier, we were talking about my show and how I have this glass piece here I wanted to show you guys. This is called A Girl is a Gun. Um, it's made from uh, glass, obviously, like these behind me. Um, this one was made kind of from scraps. This is a colored, tempered glass that I colored, and then these are scraps from this like glass sword that I broke. Um, and yeah, I made this piece. It reminds me a lot of my best friend. She's just like very say hello to my little friend. But like in such a she's very calm and like nice and sweet, but internally she's very powerful and I love her. So that piece reminds me of her, but I was talking about like how the main okay, let me bring back out the paper. Okay. This is the gallery I'm showing in. How everything is set up, I was like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. I was trying to throw things out and I was trying to like, I don't know, like I have been exhibiting a lot and sometimes that can also be a bad thing when you're not producing the amount of work that you're like showing, and essentially is like I feel like I overshowed some things or I feel like it's lost its um glamour in my eyes. And like I've talked with my advisors about that and they're like that's just a you thing, that's just a personal thing. um because like what's to say if your work gets acquired by a gallery and they're it's gonna be seen. It's like that's what it is. I don't know what my thing about things and being seen. Being seen is such a it's difficult, bro. It's difficult. It's difficult. So I've been rethinking the whole structure and I'm kind of basing it on this dream I had because like I'm going back into what my practice really is and a lot of these things derive from my dreams. Let me adjust the hat so you can understand the context. Okay. A lot of the peep the foot game today. Is just these are just my studio slippers. But a lot of my work comes from dreams and dreams that I have, and like certain elements that, because you know, within your dreams, it's showing you things that you've seen before, but you probably haven't like put into context. So your dreams aren't necessarily showing you something new. It's revealing things that you've probably overlooked. So that's how I see like my work in my films and the like production of it. So in the show, I'm showing two films, and before I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show Prince, this, and that, but then I'm like, I'm I'm bored, is what I'm trying to say. I get so bored of that. Like I'm tired of the basic exhibition gallery. You know what I mean? I was in Pittsburgh the other day. I was in Pittsburgh the other day having having a ball. Um I went to the mattress factory, and I saw, who did I see? I saw James Terrell work there. I also saw I'm forgetting her name. Yayo Kusama. I think I'm saying it wrong, but the polka dots, love her work. I got to experience that like it was an installation. Um, James Terrell's three pieces. One of them was like going up a hallway. It was so crazy. So if I could like excuse the fit, think of this as like a house fit. Okay, this is just a studio work fit. All right, cool it. These are just memories of things that I have on today. Okay, do not roast me in the comments. Um, but think of it as it's like the James Turrell piece is it's completely in the dark, completely like soundproof walls and stuff. You walk up this like ramp. You walk up this ramp, and there's like at the end of the ramp, there's this like barrier, and there's two seats for you to sit. So I sit in one, and then it's 15 minutes, mind you. You're sitting for 15 minutes in the dark, and there's it's this like space. Like I can't even tell you how deep or anything it is because it was so dark, and it was like I can feel that it was like room, but I couldn't like I in context of it like is there something in the back for you to see? There's something that you see that would be like in this 15-minute context. So it's like by like around like 10 or like 12 minutes, you see this thing at the end of the piece. It was crazy, okay? A lot of people are like, ah, James Turrell, I don't get it, I don't get it. You have to some works you have to experience, and that's how I feel like my work is. I feel like there's some things you can watch on TV. There's some things you can experience. Another thing I love is concerts. When I was in Pittsburgh, I saw Don Toliver live, and I love Don Toliver as a performer. I love his music. Oh, always loved his music. But as a performer, he knows how to throw a show. Like it had like I mean, as like, you know, the Travis Scott like down the line, we're gonna have fire, but he had like it was like a it was bikers. It was like he it had its own world is what I'm trying to say. I'm obsessed with the world building. I'm obsessed with like creating something interactive for people to engage with or like try to understand. I feel like people might not necessarily understand what I'm trying to say as is, but if you engage when once you engage with my work, I feel like it will start to make sense if you understand. Um, that's all I can say. If you start to engage with the work, you will understand, but you have to engage with it in person. And that's why I love like art installations. That's why I love like I've always wanted to. That's why I love like art museums, art exhibitions, festivals, these sorts of things. That's what I want to make. That's what I want to like create. I love building worlds. I love filmmaking. I have a passion for making these stories, like building these scenes, you know, or like helping other people tell these stories in these different sorts of ways. That's what my passion is. That's what I love to do. I love creating something out of something else. I love thinking of people and creating works because I thought of them, or like this whole series of glass that I did, I turned it into like it was like a photography series that I did. And I was playing with if you didn't know, I'm also an AI researcher. I've been researching AI since around 2019, 2020, around that time. Um, but I was using Photoshop's AI generator and like turning these are mirrors. These are like mirrors that I made um, with like silver and like the chemical process of mirrors that I made. And they're kind of like funhouse mirrors, but they're also mirrors that they reflect, but they don't necessarily like reflect that image. So I'm thinking about mirrors and like what do you look at when you're looking through a mirror? You know, I'm thinking like more deeply. But the creation of the project was thinking about how um, just growing up a PK, not like a preacher's kid, and you know how that moves into how I see myself and how I move through society, you know. So, and that's where me working in glass and sort of opaque glass work comes into play as well. It's very like generative, I would say, and it's all like experimental based. It's about it's like hypothesis based also. It's like I try this thing out, I take it back in. What does this make? Then I come back, it's like, what does this make me think about? Boom, this makes me think about this, and then it just reinforms itself, and then it creates this bigger kind of, oh, this is what it is sort of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how, that's as best as I can explain it for right now. I've already been yapping for 18 minutes, but all that to say is I've had some form of breakthrough with my show, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very happy about it, and I think that if I give it a couple more days, I can really get to the bottom of it because I want to show like nearly everything I'm not everything I made during the time here, but I want it to make sense, and I want it to make sense in the way that I created for myself. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but me, is what I really care about. As long as I can be okay with it, is kind of where I am. Um, because you can explain anything, and being in a master's program and like getting through anything, like getting through all of this is to say that I can explain anything. I can explain all of these works. I can explain a picture that I take right now. I can explain the context of this video and how, like, you know, I'm engaging with this project as well. But I want it to be something that I care about. I want to explain something that I feel deeply about, that I research, you know? Like I'm educated. I can I can write things, you know. I have a creative writing degree. I can write. But the main thing is to like have it be true to me, and not make it be fluff. I want to do something different, and I want people to learn something and hopefully take something away. And yeah, hope you have a great day. That's all I have to say today. Bye bye.